Welcome everyone, this is Piney Needles and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at the latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And please welcome this week, Andang,
Hey, everybody.
Terry Adwin,
Hi.
Maven,
Hey, y'all.
and Arether.
Hello, everybody.
And hello to all of you. And today we are going to have a gross show because this is episode 144.
Gosh, Pineleaf. Gosh, Pineleaf.
I love geek jokes.
Actually, Tolkien even made that joke.
Did he?
In the Lord of the Rings, yes.
I think you're
during
right,
the party. Bilbo
Yeah.
uses...
He did?
Yeah,
Yep.
he refers to the... No, yeah, he does make a couple references to gross within the Lord of the Rings.
But you know what's really cool, Pineleaf? It's episode 144 of LOTRO Players News and episode 14 of Tales of the Free Folk. That's a lot of ones and fours.
Ooh.
14 already. Wow, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know.
Wow, that's amazing.
Let us head into the game news, where on April 11th, they will be releasing, assuming it all goes well, Update 18. And do they have a name for it yet?
I don't think they do, Pineleaf.
Yeah, it's update 18.
I was going to say that.
I have a feeling that they have a more creative name than that for the update.
Update 18, the other part of Anorian.
It is
Yeah.
far Anorian, but yeah.
Further Anorian. Farther? Further? I don't know.
Far Anorian.
So if we put
Right.
like a kingdom there, we could call it the Kingdom of Far Far Anorian.
Or they could call it Woses and More.
Woses, etc.
Something
Yeah.
tells
There you
me
go.
that the title is going to be something like the Battle of Pelennor Fields,
Boring.
or the Rite of, or the Riders of. Well, no, I already have one called
Well,
that.
I hope we have more. If it's called the Battle of Pelennor Field, I hope we see more of the battle than we do in the instances. I'm not complaining about the instances. I just want to see more of the battle.
Well, we will have to see what they have it.
Yeah. Because they won't release the epic at all, right? On Bill Roar?
No.
Like, it won't be like the last weekend.
Ooh,
They just won't do it at all.
Until they have a point where all big plot revelation, because this one and the previous one both had very, very major plot spoilers in them, and they wanted to avoid revealing that
Right.
in the test.
Right.
Now, it could be that after this update, where things are likely to calm down, they will be able to go back to putting it in Bulbar, but we'll have to see. We'll see what
I'm
happens.
hoping for some big session play on the battlefield this time around.
Nah.
Oh, come on.
It's possible. And
All right.
Guess what, Pineleaf?
I want a session play. I want to be Eowyn. That's what I want to be. I want to be Eowyn on the battlefield.
I already
Ah.
called an Eowyn session play.
Did you?
I did.
Awesome. That'd be awesome.
I don't know if
Or
we're
I
going to
mean,
get one, but
I'd settle for being Mary. It's okay if I was Mary. It's fine. I just want to be there.
All right.
Anyway.
And do you have anything of interest to share with us, Sanding, concerning Update 18?
I do, Pineleaf. This is coming out on 4/11, which is more fours and ones.
What?
And that's everything.
All right. More
Oh,
fours and
man.
ones. Yes. Very well.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's
And-
from a forced joke. Thank you very much.
Now, my question is for Terry Adwin.
yes.
Do you have a response to Turbine for the decision to not give bows to burglars?
Nope.
Okay, no response to that.
Nope.
Well, let's.
Very well, then let's head into the store sales.
I have a response. Yay!
What? Okay.
Fight me, Arether. You don't even play a burglar.
I don't. Well, I have one. I'm just bad at it.
I don't know that anybody can really be good at it because they keep screwing up the class, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. What's on sale this week?
This week's free sample, plus 5% attack damage for 90 minutes. Use coupon code you can find in the show notes. Also, 25% off quest packs, Mithril coins, the 100% XP boost that you shouldn't spend turbine points on because you can get them in a Hobbit present, and also the Max Morale and Power scroll that you also shouldn't buy from the store because you can get it in Hobbit presents. But 25% off quest packs is pretty cool, and I gotta remember that Mithril coins is on sale because I gotta buy them.
Oh, I'm sure that Andang has never gone around buying experience boosts from the LOTRO store.
No, never Pine Leaf.
Plus, there's a lot of really good cosmetics on sale this week, and emotes and dyes are on sale this week.
Yeah, I don't know why that didn't make the store sale thingy.
I know.
Notes
I was
that-
really surprised when I went in because it was like I didn't see this in Lotro's notes, and there's all this stuff on sale, which is pretty
Do
awesome
those
stuff.
notes Rec does those notes? I just read them. But
know.
yeah, cosmetics and stuff are on sale, and cosmetics are cool. There
All the
are
dyes, lots of dyes.
always double check around on the check the blogs, the cosmetic blogs and stuff, or tweet at your local cosmetic experts because some of what's on sale in the store you can get in the game for not spending turbine points, but there are some exclusives that are actually exclusive to the store.
Or that you have to really work hard to get in the game. Where you might
No,
just want to buy it. Like the emotes are like that too. Like,
Emotes are totally different. Emotes are cheap actually for turbine points.
they are compared to
I
what they cost for barter. Yeah.
Yeah, I have bought a couple of those. But yeah, a lot of the cosmetics I almost never buy. The only cosmetic that I've really bought from the store is the Cloak of the Citadel Guard, which I bought twice.
Yeah, the white one or the black one?
The black one.
Yeah. That's what I
I have
bought.
it on 2 different Terries. I have it on my Terry on Landval, and then I have it on, actually I have it on not a Terry, but a different captain, I think, on, I want to say Gladden.
That's
maybe?
the only cosmetic I bought from the
Yeah.
tournament.
I like that. I bought that cloak too.
I thought about getting the white one. I might pick that up.
You can get that in game. I got mine in game. I'm pretty sure.
Let
think.
us
I
think.
don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
the
go
white one is the white one is the actual default look of the one that comes as part of the epic.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's,
okay, Pine Leaf.
let's have our community event calendar for April 1st through 7th. Anything that's coming up that has caught your eye?
Not this week, but next Sunday, so the 10th of April at 2 p.m. server time. So I'm probably not going to be able to make it. But on Langeval, at the Bree Festival Ground stage, Radagast's pipe is playing classical music. And then Forte's
I
Academy
didn't
of
know
Music.
Radagast Pipe could do that. That's pretty awesome. He is a
Right?
magician.
Right.
Yeah.
Forte's Academy
Awesome.
of Music also is presenting a Courtly Airs Spring Formal Masquerade Ball on the 30th of April, so later on this month. Which I have to check and see what day of the week that is. What day of the week is that? That's a Saturday. I might be able to go to that.
Ooh.
I know.
All right.
And also, there's a new weekly event called Midweek Merry Tunes and Ales. Almost like Ales and Tales was already taken. By the Crick Hollow server at 10:30 p.m. at the Archet Hunting Lodge. And the description for this is just that it's a new weekly RP event and is a chance to share tunes and stories with travelers all around Eriador. And this is actually going to move to different locations in the Shire, Erluin, and Breland every week.
It's sort of like Ales and Tales does, except Ales and Tales gets around a little bit further.
Yep, but it's cool that there's now another server that's starting up this type of event. That's definitely a good thing. Also, on the 4th of April, the old servers will be officially closing. Which is not exactly a happy event, but it is something that's going on this Monday.
It is news, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do here at LOTRO Players. Oh,
News.
gosh, you guys are slow today.
News.
Yeah!
News.
Sorry, I didn't realize that we had teleported into a children's show.
I
We
didn't either.
have.
And also on the 4th of April, the third episode of Miller Thor comes out.
And you know what the 4th of April is? It's a 4-4, so there's more of your fours.
That's right.
Ah,
Look
let's
forward to
head.
that for the next month, folks.
Yes.
Right.
Let's then head into the special articles from 4/1. Our April Fool's article,
too! He did it too!
where we had several articles that were celebrating the tomfoolery of April 1st.
Including one by Pineleaf, which is appropriately a poem.
Yes, I'm pretty sure Pineleaf is the only person who makes April Fool's Day poems that are Tolkien related.
It was
Um,
great.
I was gonna say he may be take off that are Tolkien related, and the statement may still very well be true.
I'm sure there have been other April 1st poems written.
At some point, but I doubt that they were Tolkien related. So yeah, there have been an
They're probably
awesome.
written by Tolkien. I wouldn't put it past him to have.
I wouldn't put it past them either.
poems.
But anyway, there have been 8 articles that had been made for April Fools, and this is by far the most we have ever had, so a big thanks to all the various authors for helping make that happen. We had a Critters article, which was super awesome by Squirrel. We had my Rift instance revamp, where the Rift instances were turned into epic battles, and some thought it was funny, and some were really annoyed by even the suggestion that
There is a few folks on the Gladden Facebook page that took it very seriously.
yeah,
Okay.
and
Oh,
so
really?
It's great.
there were some people taking it seriously. There were other people that were like, "Don't give Turbine ideas," and so it was fairly controversial.
Well, let's see.
But you know, the Rift is a very serious matter. It's something you don't want to mess with. So anyway, I had fun messing with that, and there was also another post by Brax Wolf, who has returned just for April Fools.
Yay!
And yeah, super awesome.
That was a
And
great article.
it is a great article. He wrote about how there are going to be update to character models, and I personally thought that the bear character model was really funny for the Bjorning.
Yeah.
Also, King Tag put up a post that suggested that Disney bought out Turbine and was going to combine it with Toontown Online, which would have been the worst thing that could possibly happen to Lotro, I think, aside from it being shut down, would be to be combined with Toontown Online. But that was this article. I actually think that if Disney bought the Silmarillion, it would actually bought rights to it. If that somehow worked, it would create some nice competition between Disney and Warner Brothers to have just some really awesome games and films and things like that, and would really throw things into high gear. Also, as we said earlier, Pineleaf wrote his poem article, which was super awesome. And Zinger wrote a dev diary about imbued starter areas, which was hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
It was great. It was epic.
And my favorite part had to do with the Hobbit photo and the caption that was underneath it. I'm not going to spoil it on here, but it was super duper awesome. And as always, Zinger is just fantastic with Photoshop, so great job with that. And Forte wrote an article about new instruments coming with update 19 as a joke, and it also caused a lot of controversy because people take their music system very seriously as well.
No kidding. Some of the comments on this article were like, really, guys?
Yeah, and Tim also wrote The Family Line Without a Number, which kind of was a dead giveaway, but it was a hilarious article going through his basically. Well, I'm not going to spoil it. Go read it. It's super awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, those were our April Fool's articles this year. If you go to the April Fool's Day article roundup, you can actually see all our April Fool's posts from even before the site existed, way back on CSTM. So If you're interested in that, you can see our previous jokes that we've had on April 1st.
And if you are liking Tomfoolery, you could also listen to LOTRO Academy After School Episode 3, where we have all sorts of crazy things when we go way off the rails in these after school episodes. Any comments on it?
I think we're going to have a new segment for after school called Stump Pine Leaf.
You have
Uh,
to. That was almost a segment on several shows that we've had here on LOTRO Players.
It may very well become a thing on Academy's after school.
That would be awesome.
Well, and then they'll come up with all these obscure things, which there's no way in the world I will know. So therefore, it'll become very boring very fast, I think.
Nobody expected you to know the answer that you did know. Nobody expected that answer. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you have to go listen to After School Episode 3. It was great.
All right, I see. All right, let's go into locate screenshots. Lily Bold and Old Heart.
I love Lily Kate's screenshots.
She
She doesn't
was
do as many as she used to.
Yeah, there is that. So we maybe we could go back and see if we could revive Where's Tinky.
No.
Where's Tiki in Old Anarian? In Minas Tirith, yes.
I thought you said where's Kinky, and I was really confused for a second.
And we have the latest skirmish guide, Pioneer's Pictorial Primer to Skirmishing, the Battle of the 21st Hall, the last of the Moria skirmishes. Yay!
So, how long till we get the Mirkwood skirmishes finally?
Well, I would expect the first of the Mirkwood skirmishes to come out late April. That will be in about 3 weeks, three and a half weeks from now.
Awesome. And I don't remember, did you make a New Year's thing where you'd be getting all the rest of the guides done this year?
Yeah, that is my goal for this year, is to do all of the epic skirmishes.
Man, well, you're on schedule, I think, so just a matter of getting it all done. That's crazy, Pineleaf. Best of luck.
Getting it all done and making sure that anything they throw in for update 18 is taken into account for the next one.
Yeah.
Actually, I did have a couple of points mentioned from the Borer update from last week, and taking that into account on the guide and making notes on that. But of course, anything mentioning level 105 is subject to change before release. So let's go into Small Lotro Adventures, episode 46, where they will continue their adventures with a Bingo Boffin, with a Bingo's Tangled Mane.
Something about Bingo and a horse.
Yeah.
That was pretty much my takeaway from Bingo this week. It was something about Bingo and a horse.
Something about Bingo and a horse. I think that
No,
pretty much
technically-
sums up the whole thing.
It was something about Bingo and a pony, and that's very important.
Spoiler alert.
I'm reasonably sure that there were horses involved too.
Yeah, I definitely saw some horses during that adventure.
You guys are spoiling my week in Lotro, but anyway.
Sorry.
Yes.
So good
Let's-
until today, and this 1 hour spoiled the whole week.
Yes. Let's go into the family line. Part 85. Seen by few. Feared by many.
So clearly that other family line was an April Fool's joke.
Well, but the other family line was, I thought, was a special announcement rather than a story.
Yeah, it was. It was a special announcement. This is the actual story bit.
And it's awesome.
Which
And we all,
has a couple of really good screenshots in here.
And
I
of
feel
course,
bad
Lily
that I missed
Kate,
all of these.
while in addition to providing us with some screenshot opportunities, is also providing us with more Ninny Hanners as they perform Budapest by George Ezra. And this is a sound file this week, though we do have a picture of the Ninny Hammers playing on stage, probably from the Brockenborings concert. And we also have another Critter's Journey, part 17. Return to the rightful owner? Well, any comments?
Well, the reason there's a question, well, there's a reason there's a question mark. That's all I'm gonna say. There's a reason it's a question mark because
Okay,
it's
fine.
maybe.
All right.
You gotta read the series to know what's going on.
You really
And
do, yeah.
Right. So then let's head into Poems of the Pine, Drums in the Deep, which is book 5 of volume 2 of the epic storyline. Rowan did beg that we bury the axe, for it carried a curse both cruel and sweet. But Bori was sure the silvered axe would instead do harm to the hordes of orcs. He led a raid to rout the orcs from the mighty hold where Mazak dwelt. But Gorotho gave a grievous blow, so in Zabagathel Zigobert was lost. We fled the halls that failed our plans to warn the dwarves of war and fire. We must protect the targets 3 from the hordes of orcs that harry our steps. We defended the deep way and the forges did save, then turned to the 21st hall. Our foes we stopped, but to stamp them out, we must call for elven aid.
Notice how the skirmish one is longer than the other ones.
Actually, it's a standard length.
yeah, no, it's not any longer. And actually, he kind of glossed over the skirmishes, but it was still really cool.
It was awesome, Pine Leaf, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't think that I had a
Does
case
not
for.
appropriately convey the frustration of having to do all of those reading quests.
Yes, and the last sentence is in stark contrast to your joke this week.
Well, actually, it sort of leads to it in a way.
Leads into the joke.
Indeed, yes, that's true.
So then let's head out into. We don't have a new player question this week?
No, because
No, we don't have that when we're doing Tales of Three Folk.
Okay. Then let's head into our week in Lotro. And Ending, what were you up to?
Yes, well, now that we've said things in more detail, I'm going to go back to being vague like originally planned, because I helped Bingo get the thing with the people at the place. So, Erithert, what'd you do this week?
Lots of stuff, mostly warging. I'm like 6,000 infamy away from rank 10, and I was really hoping to get it on my spring break, and I'm not sure if I've decided yet whether I just want to stay awake tonight until I get to it. But we'll see what happens. By the time some of you hear this, I will be rank 10. I'm very excited about it because it's taken me a long time.
Awesome.
That's it. Wait, who's
Terry?
next?
Me.
Go for it.
So I discovered that the mini flop is a handy skill to click on when your internet drops. Because I was running other minis. Challenge mini started Wildemore today. And the goal is to actually do all of the Wildemore side quests, which I've started a couple of times and sort of lost halfway because I was doing the epic at the same time. So she's going to focus more on the side quests than on the epic. But I got in a fight with an orc and hit a skill to start it. And, you know, some people may or may not be aware that I have intermittent internet issues where my internet will just randomly drop for no real reason. And that happened, and I saw it coming, and I was like, oh, crap, I'm dead. Oh, crap, I'm dead. Oh, crap, I'm dead. So in desperation, as I'm trying to get the internet to reconnect, I clicked on the flop because I'm like, well, at least if I have any morale left it'll just flop me on the ground and he'll run away and reset, and it'll give me, some breathing space to heal back up. So internet kicks back in, and there's a bunch of like 5 skills that all fired off at once that I had already clicked on, and then flop. And I've got 150 morale left on my mini, but the orc went away, so I didn't die. So
Nice.
yeah, super handy skill to click on if your internet happens to drop in the middle of a battle. It was a really close shave, and I was really disappointed. I was so upset. It's like, this is not the time to not have internet.
That would
So
work for any
Maven.
hobbit, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that work for
She's
any hobbit?
not a hobbit. Not a hobbit.
No, I know that, but don't hobbits also get a flop? Any hobbit gets a flop, don't they?
Hobbits get a flop, and minstrels get a flop. This is the mini
Right.
flop.
Right. So, but the hobbit flop would work for that too. So, like any hobbit that's when their internet goes down could
Any
possibly do the
hobbit
same.
or any
correct?
mini. Yes.
Yeah.
Because Terry,
cool.
Maven just turned your comment into a new player question.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
Terry,
like-
we should take it on the road. What
it
a
would-
team.
Anybody who has the flop, so any hobbit or any minstrel.
And this
Here's
has
the
been
Hobbit
your new
flop,
player question
flop,
with
flop,
Terry
flop.
Adwin and Maven here on LOTRO Players News.
So Maven, what have you been doing?
Well, I skirmished responsibly with mixed results. I know. See, Connie's so used to me not skirmishing responsibly that I could just stop right there, and that's a good thing. A kinney of mine wanted to try out a fellowship with 3 rune keepers, one in each trait line, and then a champ, a guardian, and a utility player. And guess who was the utility player? Me. I'm great at being a utility player. And so we went in and we just owned. Is it Battle in the Tower or Battle of the Tower? I can't remember which. But anyway, we owned that. That was like no problem. So they're like, okay, we're gonna go do the icy crevasse, and I was like, because we're doing it level 100 at tier 2. I'm thinking, oh, this is gonna be interesting. So it turned out that the guy, my Kinney, who was putting this all together, that he and his questing partner have done icy crevasse loads of times, but they've done it as like a 3-man or 2-man. They have like 2-man or 3-man, and so he was a little surprised when he got to the boss room and found out the mechanics for a 6-man are a little bit different. We wiped like 4 times. So finally we're like, okay, this is it. So we went and ran Gondaman just to get our egos back, back in shape again. So I was responsible the whole time, but that icy crevasse just iced us. It was not pretty. And I think, again, it wasn't that he was just expecting different mechanics. He just hadn't
What
realized.
mechanics was he expecting to be different?
I have no idea, but all I know is they were really because do the mobs reflect? Because I mean, like the arcanes would do like a big shot at someone, and it would be like a big several thousand morale, and then right after that they got one-shotted by the same mob. So do they reflect? I don't know.
I
don't
have
know
never
what's
known
different.
a reflect to be there, so I have to admit I have avoided doing a tier 2 6-player icy crevasse.
I know I kept saying, you're doing this at tier 2. You sure you want to do it at tier 2?
Well, tier 2. Well, big thing on tier 2, of course, is that the bosses now get that bonus for the environment, so they could hit pretty hard.
Well, I think he was hitting really
when you're in
hard.
that
He was
boss
hitting-
fight.
Yeah. I mean, I got one-shotted a couple of times. I mean, but I don't know where it came from, because I don't think it wasn't the mob that I was shooting at. It was like from behind. I think it might have been the boss that was doing it.
Yeah, I have a
I
feeling.
will say I did survive the last one, and everybody else died, and so I just ran out of the room and left the instance. But yeah, so I mean, it was a not a nice thing. But other than that, I mean, it was a really cool combination. And of course I was in Yellow Line Trapper. I was in Yellow Line Hunter, so I was able to do the traps, which was good. And yeah, it went really well. So it's fun. So it was definitely responsible. It just icy crevasse. He's promised he's going to go study, and we're going to try it again. I'm like, I think I'm washing my hair that night.
Somebody has written a skirmish guide about the icy crevasse.
About icy crevasse. didn't think about that. As that you have done that, right? It's done, Pine
Yeah,
Leaf?
yeah, yeah.
It's done? Okay.
Yes,
Well,
that has been done.
I'm gonna send the link to my Kenny because he probably would get a lot out of it. Anyway, so
Yeah,
speaking of Pine Leaf,
yeah.
how was your
But my recommendation for the icy crevasse is that until you're comfortable with a particular group, do it at tier one. Because
Yeah,
I
I think
find tier
I
one
mean
icy to be as challenging as tier three and some of the others.
I'm
really, yeah,
actually surprised because I would have expected Pinely's recommendation for Icy Caress to be don't do it.
don't do it. Well, and I think this is what surprised me because one of the arcades has a champion that she runs solo on Icy Crevasse all the time. So
Yeah.
they were both really, really surprised, to have it be so hard. And I'm like, I'm not surprised to have it be so hard. I've done a 6-man of
Well,
Icy Crevasse. I didn't do it at level 100, and I was actually over level for the thing. But still, when we did it with Mythgard, it was no walk in the park.
no, it wasn't. Yeah, the
Wasn't as
yes.
bad as the Rift, but
Well, if you do
still.
it solo a lot, solo icy crevasse is in that boss fight is very different from the group version, simply
Is it?
because of
Yeah.
all those
Yeah.
ads.
Right. Right. We didn't even, by the way, we didn't even make it past the first wave of ads in 4 waves. Never made it past the first wave. It
Wow.
was just like, God, it was nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so we're like, let's go on to Gondaman.
I've done tier 2 duo solo, but it changes a bit when you get 3
Yeah.
and 6.
6, yeah. Anyway, so that was me. How about you, Pine Leaf? How was your week?
Very well, I'll go into something on my minstrel where I have a minstrel that's going through the Norcrofts, and while going through there, I just got frustrated in how little damage I was doing mounted. So I just decided, all right, let's see how it is on dismounted. And I think I'm doing 3 times as much damage unmounted as I am mounted in there. I just bam, 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 they're
For
dead.
sure.
Because when I'm trying to mount it, it's like, oh, boring, la, 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 la. This is 10 minutes now that we're in this fight. I find it's a lot easier.
Yeah. The nice
Lot
thing is
easier on foot.
you don't even need to dismount them. You just keep yelling at them as they run away, and they're like, "You get back here!" And they don't listen, and then die.
Yeah, yeah. I just yeah, that's pretty much it.
Not the standard consequence for not listening to that, but it works.
Then let's head into news beyond Lotro. Middle Earth video highlights an unexpected journey announcement trailer. Ooh.
Yeah, so remember a long time ago how I said that, even if the Silmarillion movies were bad, the trailers would still be good? Well, it turns out the same thing applies to the Hobbit films.
Yeah,
And
this is a pretty cool trailer.
and this is probably my favorite Hobbit film trailer, and so that's why I decided to feature it in this. And it got everyone really excited, or at least talking about the new Hobbit film that was going to be coming out back when there were only 2 films. And it was just really cool that, way back in 2011, they released this trailer. It's super cool, and I was really excited to see the film after it, and so I thought I'd bring everyone back to 2011 by resharing this.
And then we'll go into from a trailer to, in a way, a final episode, a sort of final episode of a pilot season, and that is episode 5 of The Girl with the Mark.
That's right, Pineleaf. This was awesome. It kind of sort of ended how I expected it would. There were a lot of surprises along the way to the ending, but the general state of how things end up, I think, was kind of how I expected them to. And it sets things up for the next season, and it could be really cool moving forward. So I
And
hope
how long do we
that
have to wait until the next season?
that is an unknown amount, especially since this is an indie project. But they have Terry. This is killing Terry. She loves to just binge, get through things. Um, they are selling merchandise and things like that, so they have been accumulating funds so that it won't cost them as much if they were to do this same length for season 2. And so there might be a Kickstarter or something like that. Right now, they're just celebrating that people seem to have really liked the series so far, and so they're just really glad that they got all 5 episodes out, and people seem to be really enjoying it. Once the hype and promotion dies down a bit, I think we'll find out what is next. It'll probably be either a Kickstarter or maybe somebody will actually pick this series up and give them a lot more funds. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but I'm very excited because this series ended and it was really good. And the season as a whole really sets up the world, and I'm excited to finally actually explore out into the broader world.
And maybe actually learn what's the truth beyond all this.
Yes, yes.
Yes, because season finale, we still have no answers.
Yes.
Kind of like Tales of the Free Folk.
We currently have 23 supporters on Patreon, and if you would like to join this illustrious rate of players and help support LOTRO players, go to the donations page where you can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. There you will find rewards, including a mention on the podcast of your choice, or even be a guest host here on LOTRO Players News. And how far are we to the next LOTRO goal?
Well, Pineleaf, we are still a ways away from the $100 Steam code giveaway on XP Quest. And of course, we would appreciate everyone's support on Patreon because that helps support the network. And this week was a little bit weird because PayPal had some changes that caused the automatic payments to not necessarily go through. So it changed how far we actually are away. But everyone that got an email about it, and so we should be back to normal next week.
Very well. And then let's head into feedback because we actually have some featured comments this week. And the first is from Kaylee Starshine, who is commenting on Local Players News, episode 143. And Terry, what did she say?
Kaylee left a message and she said, "Great show, everyone. Maybe I should clarify my article about burglars a bit. Watching the preview videos for the new instances, it is very clear that no one enjoys their character getting stunned all that often. When you have no skills available to use, you are effectively stunned as far as combat goes. More and more, burglars are having times when they have no skills available to them to use, as nearly half of our combat skills are gated behind critical hits. With the new partial avoidance rules coming, these times will increase dramatically. Without the battle jewelry that gives us a higher critical chance, they will be increased all the more. You cannot trust in rotations as a burglar because you are going to find many of your crucial skills unavailable when you need them. It is just not very fun sitting there doing nothing, waiting for a skill to come off of cooldown and hoping you get a critical hit with it. This is an issue for quiet knife burglars over the other two lines due to place of play." I think she means pace of play.
Pace, yeah.
Mischief Maker is extremely slow and will never have this issue. Gambler is slower and has more options. Quiet Knives can go through 5 skills in 2 seconds, and if you have not scored a critical hit with them, you are loitering until you get another chance at one.
Oh, okay, that explains a great deal since I tend to play the Mischief Burglar, and so yes, I always have skills available, but it's good that she explained the reason why.
Yeah, Mischief Line is a lot slower, and you're also not crucial to the battle at that point. Because
Oh,
as a Mischief Burglar, your role in a fight is not DPS.
well, as Mischief Burglar, I only play Burglar solo. So of course she's talking about being in a group or something like that and how burglars are undesirable in groups. And as of course she's explaining the reason there because groups, it works best with the quiet knife line, probably because that's their best damage line.
Well, even as a solo burg, you're basically going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5
Yeah.
in 2 seconds, and then you're done until something comes off cooldown if you
Yeah.
have scored a critical hit. And meanwhile, the enemy is wailing on you.
Well, there is that.
Whereas the gambler has additional options and isn't quite so fast. My burglar that I play on Tuesdays, granted she's only level 65, but she is a quiet knife burglar and has been since I started running her solo in Moria about level 50-ish. So I'm familiar with how fast the skills fire. I mean, I can get probably the same rate of skills on my champion, and then I still have skills to use once I fired off those 5 skills in 2 seconds. So, yeah, I definitely see where she's coming from. And hopefully this explanation helps other people to see where she's coming from.
We also have a comment from Flossin, who has a comment on LOTRO Players News, episode 143. And ending, what did Flossin say?
Yes, finally, Flossin said, for the new player question about range classes, one thing melee classes won't like is 2 ranged classes playing ping pong with a mob. The melee person is running back and forth to get the mob, as the ranged people are swapping aggro with each other. You can stand way back from a mob and pew pew like crazy. But if you get aggro, and the tank melee is busy with a bunch of mobs already, they are not going to run to you to grab aggro back. You have to run back to them and see if they can get aggro back, or hope you can survive. Also in this scenario, if you are at max distance, you might be able to be out of range of the healer. No heals for you. When I'm on my hunter, I'm just out of range of most AoE damage and very near the healer to help cover them. That way I can make an attempt to kill, trap, lay, decoys, aggro, mob that's going for the healer. Also, if I get aggro in this spot, I can run a few steps forward and be in range of the melee so that they can get aggro back.
I have been in the position of being the melee class between 2 range classes, and it is not fun.
And whenever I'm on a Warsteed, Pineleaf is always in the middle of just my minstrel running around, and he's trying to get aggro.
Warsteed is completely different because
It is.
minis on Warsteed, it's basically aggro the landscape.
Pretty much.
Well, yeah, I'm trying my best not to do that. Unfortunately, I don't always succeed.
And I try my best as well.
That's why my minstrel actually decided to fight on foot this week, is because I just said, I'm sorry, I was just tired of chasing things around and bringing half the mobs in the zone on top of me.
Yeah.
We did not receive any emails this week, but if you'd like to send us one, you could send it to podcast@lotroplayers.com. You could also follow us at Twitter, the Players Alliance @PlayersAlly, Lotro Players @LotroPlayers, Andang @PVNP_Andang, Arathert @Arathert, Carvet @CarvetLP, Token Maven @TokenMaven, Pineleaf @Pineleaf Needles, and Terry Adwin @Terry Adwin. The Players Alliance has 5 live shows every Monday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. We have DDO Players News. Every other Thursday at 9 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have XP Quest. On the last Friday of each month at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Academy After School. Every Saturday at 8:30 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, we have LOTRO Players News, and every other Saturday after LOTRO Players News, we have Tales of the Free Folk. You can join us for our live shows at lotroplayers.com/live. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This is Pineleaf News reminding you to skirmish responsibly.